So let's compare South Africa to Morocco. Today we'll break our comparison down into 6 categories: basic information, geography, people, economies, militaries, and of course any other random facts I could think of. South Africa and Morocco are 2 African countries located in opposing regions of the continent. The Kingdom of Morocco was founded on April 7, 1956, just after Morocco's independence in the same year. Meanwhile, the Union of South Africa was created on May 31, 1910, but the current Republic of South Africa was founded on April 27, 1994, after apartheid was abolished. South Africa's head of state and de facto head of government is President Cyril Ramaphosa, a member of the African National Congress which ushered in democracy after apartheid's demise. Morocco's head of state and de facto head of government is King Mohammed VI from the Alawite dynasty which has ruled Morocco for centuries. The aging monarch faces mounting pressure from the pro-democracy February 20th movement which conveniently takes its name from the start of the Arab Spring uprisings. South Africa's national animal is the springbok, an elegant antelope gazelle which graces its coat of arms with pride. For their national emblem, the Moroccans went with the iconic Barbary lion which can be seen roaring defiantly on the Moroccan flag's green star and crescent. This representation of Africa's mighty king of beasts reflects Morocco's self-identity as the continent's guardian of tradition and bastion against foreign encroachment. South Africa is a parliamentary republic while Morocco is a unitary semi-constitutional monarchy. In South Africa, the national government based in Pretoria, Johannesburg, and Cape Town shares power with provincial governments in a quasi-federal system. However, in Morocco, the central government holds most authority, with limited powers devolved to regional and local councils under the firm oversight of the monarch in Rabat. The flag of South Africa features 7 shapes: 1 red, 2 white, 1 green, 1 blue, 1 gold, and 1 black. This flag dates to 1994. The Moroccan flag features a red field with a green pentagram in the center. This FLG dates back to early 1900s. By African standards, both South Africa and Morocco are relatively large nations. South Africa has an area of 1,221,037 square kilometers, or for our American viewers, around 470,693 square miles. Morocco spans 446,550 square kilometers, or in more tangible soccer field units, that's 172,413 pitches. This makes the Rainbow Nation a robust 2.7 times larger than its North African counterpart in sheer territorial expanse. For comparison, here's Morocco and South Africa superimposed over Europe, here they are over North America, this is them placed across South America, here they span most of the Arabian Peninsula in Asia, and this is the 2 rivals side by side blanketing the Australian outback. Overall, including its provinces and territories, South Africa ranks as the 9th largest country in Africa, ahead of Ethiopia but behind Mali. Meanwhile, Morocco is the 25th largest nation, surpassing Zimbabwe but falling behind Cameroon. South Africa's territory consists of about 1.4% water and 98.6% land. Morocco's territory is around 0.2% water and 99.8% land. While South Africa boasts a sprawling 1,760 miles or 2,833 kilometers coastline along the Indian and Atlantic Oceans, Morocco's shores measure a more modest yet still respectable 1,115 miles or 1,835 kilometers, hugging the Mediterranean and Atlantic. South Africa is divided into 9 provinces, with the Northern Cape as its largest by area and tiny Gauteng the smallest. 3 of South Africa's major cities, Pretoria, Johannesburg, and Cape Town, anchor their own metropolitan municipalities. Gauteng, home to over 15 million people, is South Africa's most populous province, while the sparsely populated Northern Cape has just under 1.3 million residents, making it the least populous region. Morocco, on the other hand, has 12 regions, with the Sahara region being the largest in size and the Tanya Tetuan region the smallest. The Casablanca-Setat region surrounding the economic capital has a population of nearly 7 million, making it Morocco's most populous, while the desert expanses of Doklouyid et Dahab are home to just 170,000 people. Rabat is Morocco's capital city while Pretoria, Johannesburg, and Cape Town are South Africa's capital cities. South Africa borders just 6 countries, in Namibia, Botswana, Zimbabwe, Mozambique, Eswatini, and Lesotho, that tiny enclave entirely surrounded by South African territory. Morocco may be smaller in size, but its neighbors are more considerable: 7 countries: Algeria, Western Sahara, Mauritania, Spain's enclaves of Ceuta and Melilla, as well as the disputed territories of the Canary Islands and even a tiny maritime border with Portugal across the Strait of Gibraltar. While both South Africa and Morocco feature stretches of arid deserts and semi-arid regions, their landscapes diverge considerably. South Africa boasts lush winelands, jagged Drakensberg escarpments, and the iconic Table Mountain formation around Cape Town. Morocco's terrain is more ruggedly mountainous, with the soaring high Atlas Range crowned by North Africa's tallest peak Jebel Toubkal. However, South Africa takes the prize for geographical diversity, from subtropical coasts along the Indian Ocean to the Fynbos Floral Kingdom and Bondrai Karoo semi-deserts. Morocco's climate is more consistently Mediterranean, though coastal cities like Tanya enjoy cooler air than scorching inland areas like Marrakesh on the fringes of the Sahara. Variety is the spice of life for these two natural wonders. Both South Africa and Morocco are crisscrossed by major rivers that have shaped human civilization over millennia. In South Africa, the mighty Orange River forms the nation's northwestern border, while the Limpopo traces the northern frontier. The Vaal and its tributaries water the economic heartland around Johannesburg and Pretoria. Morocco's arteries include the Moulouya winding through the eastern interior and the Sibu nourishing the fertile northern plains around Fez and Meknes. The Tensift cuts through Marrakesh before terminating in the Atlantic. And the Dro carves an oasis of green through the Saharan expanse before petering out. These life-giving waterways have been the catalyst for great cities sprouting along their banks. While not among the world's most populous nations, South Africa and Morocco both boast sizable populations compared to their African counterparts. South Africa is home to over 60 million people with a modest 1.1% population growth rate. Morocco has a population of around 38 million but a higher 1.3% growth trajectory. On an African scale, South Africa ranks as the 6th most populous country, ahead of Kenya and behind Tanzania. Morocco comes in at 11th place, behind Algeria and ahead of Angola. Overall, for every Moroccan, there are around 1.6 South Africans roaming the southernmost tip of the continent. With a population density of 49 people per square km or 127 per square mile, South Africa is considerably more sparsely populated than Morocco's 82 people per square km or 212 per square mile, and the size of their largest cities certainly reflects this. South Africa's biggest cities are Johannesburg, Cape Town, Durban, Pretoria, Port Elizabeth, Pietermaritzburg, and Bloemfontein. And because my Arabic absolutely sucks, here is my Arabic teacher to tell you Morocco's largest cities.
Morocco's largest cities are Casablanca, Rabat, Fez, Marrakesh, Meknes, Tangier, Ukidar, Oujda, Kinatal, and Tetu.
In South Africa, only about 8.4% speak English as a first language, while 24.5% speak Afrikaans and a whopping 67.1% have an indigenous African tongue like Zulu, Xhosa, or Sotho as their mother tongue. Morocco is more linguistically homogeneous, with around 84% speaking Moroccan Arabic or Amazigh Berber natively. French remains an important second language for 33% of Moroccans, lingering from the colonial era. English lags behind at just 14% speakers. In total numbers though, South Africa has around 5 million native English speakers, edging out Morocco's 4.8 million. However, Morocco's 12.3 million French speakers dwarf the 600,000 or so Francophone South Africans remaining. In South Africa, around 79.8% identify as Christian, with Protestant and Catholic denominations accounting for the bulk. Muslims make up just 1.5% of the population, while 15.1% follow traditional African belief systems. The remaining 3.6% are unspecified or follow other faiths like Hinduism and Judaism. Morocco presents a quite different religious landscape, with 99% adhering to Sunni Islam under a Muslim constitutional monarchy. Christians and Jews together comprise only around 0.3% of the populace after centuries of settlement along these crossroads of civilizations. About 53.5% of South Africans are female, while about 47.5% are male. About 50.33% of the Moroccans are female, while about 49.67% are male. Morocco's median age is 29.3, while South Africa's median age is 26.9. South Africa is often considered to be Africa's primary industrial and economic powerhouse, and its economy is certainly reflective of that title. Everything from cars and appliances to wines and marula is made there. With an astounding GDP of 405.3 billion, South Africa has the third largest economy in Africa behind only Nigeria and Egypt. Morocco's economy is also quite impressive with a GDP of $134.2 billion. It has Africa's fifth largest economy behind Algeria, South Africa, and Egypt. In 2023, South Africa's economy grew by 2.04%, while Morocco's economy was a tad slower at 1.08%. Morocco's population accounts for just 0.47% of the global population, but its economy accounts for about 0.13% of the global economy. South Africa's population accounts for just 0.75% of the global population, but its economy accounts for about 0.4% of the global economy. South Africa is home to some major brands like Sasol, Bidvest, Sappi, Nando's, Clicks, Woolworths, Dimension Data, and of course the iconic Amariola. Morocco is also home to major brands like Attijari Wafa Bank, Maroc Telecom, OCP Group, Simas, Ladoha Group, and Urento. South Africa's $6,740 GDP per capita is comparable to places like Libya, Equatorial Guinea, and Algeria. Morocco's decently lower GDP per capita of $4,077 is comparable to places like Cape Verde, Eswatini, Tunisia, and Djibouti. Overall, South Africa's GDP per capita is about 16% higher than Morocco's GDP per capita. Morocco uses the dirham as its currency while South Africa uses the rand. $1 is equal to 10.11 dirham and 18.79 rand. Both South Africa and Morocco are some of Africa's largest importers and exporters of goods in 2023. Morocco imported over $73 billion worth of goods and exported over $58 billion worth of goods. Meanwhile, South Africa imported well over $135 billion worth of goods and exported over $127 billion worth of goods. About 9.7% of the Moroccan population are unemployed, while South Africa has an unemployment rate of 28.8%. South Africa's richest person is none other than Elon Musk, the innovative entrepreneurial force behind Tesla, SpaceX, and many other disruptive ventures. With a staggering net worth of $180 billion, only 4 countries in Africa have higher GDPs than this South African-born visionary. Meanwhile, Morocco's wealthiest individual is King Mohammed VI himself, whose ruling Alawite dynasty and strategic business investments have amassed a royal war chest worth $8.5 billion. That amount is just a rounding error compared to what our self-made South African billionaire Elon has stashed away. The average income in South Africa hovers around $5,700 per year, while in Morocco the yearly average sits slightly lower at $3,600. South Africa has around 62,000 active duty military personnel and 15,000 reservists. Morocco's armed forces dwarf that with some 246,000 active troops and 150,000 reservists deployed or ready to mobilize. In total military might, Morocco boasts nearly 400,000 personnel under its supreme commander King Mohammed VI. South Africa's total of 77,000 is barely a fifth of that formidable Moroccan war arsenal pointed squarely at its continental rival. While their military personnel numbers differ greatly, both South Africa and Morocco devote substantial sums to fortifying their armed forces annually. South Africa's defense budget hovers around $3.6 billion per year, ranking it a modest 34th globally in military expenditures. Morocco, however, flexes far superior spending might by allocating over $12 billion yearly to its military coffers. This enormous war-fighting investment places the kingdom at an impressive 16th in the worldwide rankings, solidifying its status as a major African military power to be reckoned with. Overall, South Africa is ranked as having Africa's third strongest military, while Morocco is ranked as having Africa's 7th strongest military. Football or soccer, if you're capitalist, is the most popular sport in both Morocco and South Africa, with both countries having won AFCON titles. OR Tambo International in Johannesburg is South Africa's busiest airport, handling around 21 million passengers annually. Meanwhile, Mohammed V Airport in Casablanca is Morocco's busiest airport, handling over 9.7 million travelers in 2023. When it comes to iconic landmarks, South Africa's undisputed crown jewel is either the stately Robben Island prison or the majestic Table Mountain towering over Cape Town. Morocco's most famous must-see attraction is the sprawling ancient Medina quarter of Fes El Bali, a UNESCO-protected labyrinth transporting visitors back centuries. AB de Villiers, with over 25 million followers, is the most followed South African on Instagram. Meanwhile, Moroccan soccer star Achraf Hakimi boasts over 20 million followers as his country's social media king. On YouTube, superhero in training amassed 8 million loyal subscribers in South Africa. But he gets absolutely dwarfed by Moroccan singer Saud Lamjad's whopping 15 million YouTube subscribers, cementing his status as the kingdom's undisputed online content supremo. Click here to watch my comparison of South Africa and Nigeria. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, goodbye.